Hello, my dear students. I welcome you to another English language class. And I want to continue today with how your vocabulary can be increased for you to be able to perform well in either the section 1 or section 2 or section 3 or 4 of your second paper. You need vocabulary to write good essay. And there is one way in which I'm developing using the Latin or Greek, the prefix or whatever, to be able to identify a word. Once you know the stem, you'll be able to. We looked at some last week and we want to continue expanding your vocabulary. Now, if you look at this B-E-L-L, bell, now it comes from the Latin word meaning war. Anywhere you see B-E-L-L, it has to do with war. In fact, Berlin was the little known Roman goddess of war. Okay, and the husband was Mars, was the god of war. But the B-E-L-L anywhere has to do, when you see it, it has to do with war. Anything that has to do with argument, being argued or things like that. So let's look at some examples. If you see the word antebellum, look at ante. Anywhere you see ante, it means before. So antebellum means existing before a war. This especially before the American Civil War between 1861 and 1865. That is pre-war. So look at that sentence. When First World was over, the army found it impossible to return to their antebellum. When World War was over, the army found it impossible to return to their behavior of anti-war before the war. So antebellum means before the war. Anti, before, bellum, war. Don't forget what I told you at B-E-L-L. Antebellum. Okay? Look at the next example. Look at the word bellicose. It's an adjective. Anywhere you see the word bellicose, it means warlike or aggressive. It has a warlike attitude. It has a bellicose attitude. It has an aggressive attitude. It has a quarrelsome attitude. It has a combative attitude. Or it has a confrontational attitude. You are still saying the same thing. Bell, confrontational, argumentative, combative, aggressive, warlike. Okay? Belligerent. That's another bell there. Bellicose, belligerent. We are still going to see that word. It seems the same. So, anywhere you see bell, look, argumentative. It has an argumentative attitude in the class. You don't have to be confrontational to your teacher. It has a quarrelsome attitude to other students. Things like that. So, bellicose, argumentative, warlike, quarrelsome, combative. Is that clear? Okay. Now, look at the next word now. That was bellicose. Okay, look at the sentence. The woman has a bellicose attitude to her workers. The workers' belligerence and him summary displacer. There should be an apostrophe after that S. So, look at the next one. The word rebellion. What have you seen there? Look at that bell again. Bell again. So you have open defiance and opposition, or revolt, of upheaval, or agitation. And I give you the opposite, the antonym. If you don't have an open defiance, what do you have? You comply. You have compliance, or you submit, you obey, or you conform. If you don't conform, you argue. If you don't submit, you have an open defiance to it. Is that clear? Now look at the next one. So those are the ones I want you to know. For bell, you have bellicose, belligerent, rebellion, argumentative. Anywhere you see the word B-E-L-L, it has to do with argument or rebellion or combative attitude. Okay? Is that clear? Now look at the next one. You have PAC or PEAC. Now, anytime it's anytime you see this in any word, note that it has to do with either peace or agree, pact or peer or whatever. It has to do with agree or peace. Okay? And I'm going to give you, we'll look at some words now that you will find pact or peace there. Look at the word pacify. Pacify. Okay? Pacify. From pact or pairs. Now, what does it mean when you pacify somebody? Look at this. You appease, or you soothe, or you calm, or you mollify, or you placate. Those are the synonymous words. You placate, you mollify, you appease, you soothe, or you calm. Okay? You subdue by armed action, or you soothe anger or agitation. You pacify somebody. You know, you calm him down. You soothe the anger once he's annoyed. Okay? Now, look at the antonym now. When you don't pacify somebody, you provoke, or you antagonize, or you irritate. I've given you the synonym. You appease, you soothe, you calm. And the opposite is, if you don't calm, if you don't pacify, you antagonize, or you provoke, or you irritate a person. Is that clear? Okay, let's look at some examples now, or one or two examples. It took the police hours to pacify the angry demonstrators. It took the police hours to pacify the angry demonstrators. Okay? It took the police hours to pacify the angry demonstrators. Okay? Who is a pacifist? A pacifist is a person opposed to war or violence. Okay? A pacifist, look at our stem, pass. So a pacifist is a person opposed to war or violence. So look at my example. As a strong pacifist, he spent his life promoting actively the cause of peace and non-violence. Okay? As a strong pacifist, he spent his lifetime promoting actively the cause of peace and non-violence. That's a pacifist from pact. Look at it. Pact. We have seen pacify. We have seen pacifist now. Let's look for more words. A pact is an agreement between two or more people or group. That's a pact. A pact between two countries, between two people. That's an agreement between the two of them. Now, look at my example. The boys made a pact never to reveal what happened on that terrifying night in their abandoned house. I repeat, the boys made a pact never to reveal what happened on that terrifying night in the abandoned house. So they agreed. There was a pact between them never to say anything. That's a pact. Okay? And then you have, look at this now, from EAS, you have appease. We have seen pact, peace. Then you have EAS. Now look at the word from it, appease. When you appease, you make peaceful and quiet something, or to calm, or to satisfy. Also, it could also mean to mollify, to appease something. And then, as I said, you incite or you provoke. That would be the... so we go ahead. Now, we will do a class exercise now before I now give you the assessment you have for today. What are the words that we have studied? Now, we have studied antebellum, appease, rebellion, pacify, pacifist. We have also studied belligerence, okay, pact, and bellicose. 4 words, 8 words. I go over them again. We have studied antebellum, appease, rebellion, pacify, pacifist, belligerence, pact, and bellicose. Now, look at the other side. So that is 1 to 8. But if you look at what I have here, for number 1, you have A, quarrelsome, B, solemn agreement, C, to make peace, D, before the war, E, aggressiveness, and then opposition to authority, and then to calm by satisfying, and then one who opposes to war. One who opposes to war. Now, what are you going to do now? You will match the word on the left to the definition on the right. Okay? So let's go ahead. Let us say you have the word antebellum. Now, which word do you think will go with antebellum there? Will it be A? Will it be C? It will be C. Now, if you look at this antebellum, the only one that will match it will be before the war. Do you agree? Before the war. Before the word. Now, look at the next word. The word appease. The word appease here, look at, will it go with A, B, C, or D, or E? Now, if you look at the one G, it will be to calm by satisfying, to calm, appease. Look at B, okay? To appease is to calm by satisfying. Now, number 3, rebellion. What does that mean? When you rebellion, which one will go with rebellion there? Now, look at this. Now, let's go to F. Opposition to authority. Opposition to authority. Okay? Opposition to authority. Okay? Opposition to authority. Now, next one is the word, let's go to, you have the word pacify. Pacify, what will it mean? You have the answer here. Pacify will mean to make peaceful. You see that some are adjectives, some are nouns, some are verbs. So pacify here will mean to make peaceful. Okay? Now, who is a pacifist? You know that a pacifist, who is a pacifist? A pacifist is what? Is one who opposes war. The last one. The one who opposes war. Okay? Then number 6 now. Number 6, belligerence. Belligerence. What is belligerence? A belligerence is look at it. You see C. A belligerence is someone who is in aggressiveness. Okay? Aggressiveness. Aggressiveness. Now look at the next one that you have. Number 7, pact. You should know that by now. That is an agreement. Okay? And bellicose is one who is opposes to war. So you will discover in this lesson that we have looked at some words. The word antebellum, the word appease, the word rebellion, the word pacify, the word pacifist, the word belligerence, pact, bellicose. Okay? Can you remember them? Quickly, let's go over them before I now give you the exercise that we're going to do today. Now, what was our first word? Our first word was the word antebellum. Antebellum. Can you remember? Then we looked at bellicose, warlike, aggressive. Then we looked at the word bellicose, belligerent, bellicose. Then we look at rebellion. Then we look at pact, which means what? Peace. Then pacify. From pacify, we looked at pacifist. From pacifist, we look at pact. From pact, then we look at appease. And I gave you some synonyms of them. Okay, is that clear? Now, what is the assessment? Now, what we're going to do now, all the words that I've given you, you look at those words: antebellum, belligerence, rebellion, pact, pacifist, and so on as pact, all those 8 words. Now I'm going to give you sentences now. You are going to, as your homework, you do this and then you send them to the address on your screen. Number 1, the native dash began at midnight when a gang of youths massacred the John family and set the house on fire. There's one word that you can use there that will give you the meaning of that. Then number 2, the Grand Dash mansion has hardly been altered since it was built in 1966. Okay. Number 3, the opposing members, outraged by their treatment, were in a dash mood. The opposing members, outraged by their treatment, were in a dash mood. Okay. Number 4, to dash the younger managers, the company will double their bonuses this year. Number 5, the ceasefire dash had been reached with such effort was shattered by the news of the slaughter. The ceasefire dash had reached with such effort was shattered by the news of the slaughter of the slaughter. Sorry. Number 6, their relations during the divorce proceedings had been mostly friendly, so his dash in the judge chambers surprised her. And then the world watched in dash amazement as the president won the independence with almost no bloodshed. And the last, a soft lullaby could always dash the unhappy infant. Now, with this, you will be able to know 2 words today, just bell and pact. Bell and pact. Bell, warlike; pact, peace. And if you see any word in the exam, you could just know that this is what it means. I'm sure that must have increased your vocabulary this day. Have a beautiful, victorious class. Good day.